Alright, so I just worked an 11-hour shift, so I'm probably not looking the best. At all. So, obviously, everyone by now knows that I record on my phone because I don't feel like buying $200 for a phone or a camera. I'm sorry. Real sorry. Not really that sorry. But, I should point out that, like, update, I'm still epileptic, I still have seizures. I, have had a lot of issues in the past with, depression, anxiety, and all these other stuff. And so, sorry, I'm kind of scatterbrained because this situation makes me mad. It took me almost a week and a half now to talk about it. So, first, I have to miss symptoms, right? I have to miss symptoms. I'm epileptic. I have a seizure. Obviously, I'm not gonna want to come into work. It's a big thing. You never want to come to work. You're exhausted. You're drained. Sometimes you suck it up, and you show up, and you do your job. Right? You do your job. You to the best of your ability. I've had seizures at work. They know it's not fake. Well, I had these two girls that I used to be friends with at work, right? They started to run their mouth, saying that I should kill myself, all this stuff. I bring it to my work's attention that they almost threatened to, literally they were outside of my work, threatened to hit me with their car. I step out of the car and she revs up her engine. So that's scary. That's completely scary. Well, it was because I was dating this guy at the time. Names are not going to be said. I'm not going to try to, blast them on social media, whatever, whoever watches this, I don't care. But there was this guy I was dating, and he told me that he would handle it. He did not handle it. He let it continue. My work decided they were have a talk with her, and I should point out that one of these girls are African American, and one of my main managers is African American, and so he just views her as like a total angel. And so I'm sitting here, I'm dealing with all this. I beg and beg to be put on graveyards. I had my current boyfriend on that shift. I was like, you know what, he's so sweet to me, da-da-da. He was a really good friend at the time. I had another guy named Zach who really... You didn't hear that name. He was a good friend to me. And I got along really well with the manager because he's near my age. Well, I get to graveyards. There's a couple times that I had to miss because, I'm epileptic. I have anxiety attacks and panic attacks, and I'm about to be diagnosed with bipolar disorder because my mood swings are horrendous. I'm also ADHD, so I'm a ball of energy whatever shift I'm on. And first shift had a really big problem with that because I was bouncy. Well, fast forward. I found out my ex-boyfriend, who's now in MIT, is not going around telling people that I'm a slut and that I flash people and that I have some nudes and all this. And on first shift, one of the biggest reasons I had to leave because there was these girls making accusations saying that I was a porn star and that I was sending nudes to all the guys on first shift. Nothing got done with it. Nothing got done with either situation. I still got bullied. I still got harassing phone calls. I still had drive-bys by my house. At this point, it's physical harassment. I threatened to go to the police. They're like, no, we'll handle it, don't be such a bitch. So, the person, I'm not saying any names, or I'm trying not to say any names, goes to and talks to her. And so here I am dealing with all this. I'm epileptic, it's causing me to have seizures. I finally get put on graveyards. Go to find out that my ex-boyfriend is talking all this crap about me. And he does not seem to care that it's mentally draining me. Well, finally, one of my main bosses, the assistant manager, pulls him over. That's not even his real name, so I don't gotta worry about it. But he pulls him over and he's like, look, y'all are gonna settle this right now. He goes, I didn't do it. He goes, I don't know why you're so upset because your boyfriend and your best friend talks about you all the time. I got really offended because my boyfriend and I both come out of very toxic households. We have very toxic relationships. We tend to be the people that are not very likable. Which I'm not gonna lie, I'm overly active. I'm really I'm a lot. So I don't tend to get really mad when people don't like me. I don't. Most people like my energy, they like my personality. They don't view me as a friend, but they love that energy and stuff. It's not something they want to handle on a friendship level, which is great. I don't care. I'm good with my 6 little close-knit group, which includes my boyfriend. So like 5 friends and everybody else. Sorry, one of my friends messaged me. Well, fast forward, I get in his face. I'm like, well, we can take this outside right now. I said, I don't care if I'm a woman. I said, I don't care if I'm a little girl. I said, I don't care if I'm epileptic. I said, we'll take this outside right now. I said, you run your mouth about me one more time, I'm going to go off on you. And he goes, nobody likes you. He goes, I don't even want you on my shift. And I was like, good. Nobody wants you to be our manager. I was like, the only reason you're being a manager is because you're a little bitch. And he looked at me, and he goes, I'm going to call corporate. And I was like, go ahead. I said, let him. I said, I'm going to tell them all about the sexual slurs you said about me, all the sexual harassment comments you made towards my face, and all the things you have said. So he goes outside acting like he's a big badass and all this stuff. And I look at my assistant manager, and I was like, I'm not fucking with this, and said, I'm not someone to back down. You want to treat me like shit, I'm going to treat you like shit. Except he can get away with it because he's an MIT and I'm a crew member. So, I'm going to get fired before he gets fired, but I sure as heck am not going to let someone walk over me, especially a man. I'm not. I don't do it. I don't fall for it. I don't do it. Like, I grew up with brothers. Listen, I'm a lot of a man. I am. I will hit you. I will knock your ass out. I don't care. I do not care to. Believe it or not, I am a non-violent person. I tend to view violence as very negative. I do not like hitting people. I do not like hurting people. I don't like hurting their feelings physically, nothing. But I grew up with 2 brothers who taught me a lot of things because I was physically bullied in school. From pre-K up into senior year, I did not have a good school thing. So I was taught how to do a right hook. And I will use it if he keeps his stuff up. Now, fast forward a little more. At this point, I'm now facing 2 weeks of having a bladder infection that's now affecting my lungs. It got so bad Thursday, not about a week ago, last Thursday, I called out. Because if you even touched my stomach, I screamed. Like, I'm not even joking. If I knew how to add links in videos and stuff, I would add it. There's a video of me, like, dying, like, full out bursting into tears because my friend pushed on my stomach. That is pain. It was probably the most horrendous pain I've ever felt. And I have had scars and blood all over my face before because I've hurt myself during a seizure. So I ended up passing out. I passed out. I didn't make it to the doctor. I called out. Friday night, I was peeing blood. Or technically Thursday night, Friday morning, I was peeing blood. By 7 a.m., I could no longer pee. I was having trouble breathing. I was dizzy. I wasn't able to talk. I could not go to work that way. I mean, there's been plenty of times that I've had a seizure and I've suffered through because I knew what it was. I did not know what this was. So I, being a smart and reasonable person, did not go to work gushing blood out from between her legs. Now imagine, this is like, within 2 days, my symptoms went from severely painful to so extraordinary I couldn't even breathe without peeing blood, just pure blood. The hospital even said that I wouldn't have been able to work without peeing blood. Because it wasn't even pee. I had to pee. I could not pee. And so, I ended up just not, I didn't have a working phone last week. I just got it Friday. Or Sunday? I got it Sunday. I just got this iPhone. I just paid for it right out with my check. And so they make us come in Saturday, me and my boyfriend, who pulled a muscle in his chest. Like, he couldn't breathe. He went to the hospital the same day I did. Not together. We went in separate vehicles. We went in separate times. We didn't even know the other one was in pain. I literally was in so much pain. He literally was in so much pain. My friend, who also got in trouble, has a family that all has medical problems. Like mine. Like, severely bad, like broken hips, they're all elderly. And so he helps them, he lives with them, he pays the rent, he does all that by himself. So he has a stressful life. His grandpa got admitted to the hospital that day. He's gonna get in trouble for that. So fast forward the next day, Saturday, the call's all in. I'm still having trouble sitting, and I'm still peeing blood, and I'm on antibiotics, a lot of antibiotics. And the bacteria went in my lungs, so I'm having trouble breathing. We come in Saturday, they make us sign this piece of paper that says for 90 days you cannot call out, you can't be on alcohol or drugs. But if that was the case, they would have the guy on first shift who's a total drunk fired, because he's been there for 10 years and he just drank every single day that he came in. He would fire these girls that are causing drama, because I had to sign a piece of paper that says I wasn't going to cause drama. I don't start drama, but I'm sure as hell going to finish it. I'm done. I've already put in my 2 weeks notice for this job. I'm not doing this job anymore. I cannot do this job anymore, because the lack of respect you get on third shift is horrendous. You would think a big corporate company like this would actually care about the environment their employees, but no. I've put up my 2 weeks notice for the past 6 days, and they have ripped it down every single goddamn day. I've even put a note that says, for Amber, do not touch, and they ripped it down before Amber could even see it. She's my GM. I already said her name. There's no going back. But that's my GM. And so it is pathetic that they would treat a disabled... I'm not that disabled, but I am disabled. I have very limited mental capacity for many things. I have depression, I have anxiety. I'm about to be diagnosed with bipolar disorder. I have ADHD and I'm epileptic. All that's going to fuck your brain. That's all in your brain. But yet they want me to be just like everybody else. They want me to not be offended by these people threatening to kill my 4-year-old, or my MIT that's about to come to my shift, call me a slut, and doing all this horrendous things and rubbing up on me and all this stuff, and it's horrendous. I do not care. I don't even care if one person sees this. I am telling you right now, I'm so over my job, and because I am a respectful person, I did put in my 2 weeks notice. If they think I'm going to work after next week, they have another thing coming. It is not my fault that they want me to stay and they keep ripping my 2 weeks notice down. It is not my fault. It's not my problem. I will not be doing it. I do not care to. My boyfriend is leaving. My best friend is leaving. There will be no one on thirds within a month. Because you can't keep people on thirds with this treatment, honey. This is not how it works. You cannot treat people like dirt. Like dirt. And then think... they're going to stay 6 hours over. They're going to come in 4 hours early. There's been times that I've pulled a 14-hour shift simply because they needed me to come in early because the second shift was lacking people. There's been times people need on the same time. They've asked me to stay over when I'm off at 7 to 10 a.m., 8 a.m., 9 a.m. Those hours rack up, and that leaves me working more than every other shift. But if I'm not allowed to call out, if I'm not allowed to be late, then you should have the same expectation for fucking first shift and second shift and whatever other shift you want to throw in there. First mid-tier, second mid-tier, which is like 10 to 6 and 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Those are mid-tiers. If you're going to expect us to come in and be your cavalry as you've called us, then fucking grow up and tell every other shift that they need to grow up. Like, it is pathetic. Why should my shift suffer and have to sign contracts that says you're going to terminate us if we're late one more time? What happens if I have a seizure? What happens if I have a panic attack because my panic attacks affect my lungs because I have bad lungs? What happens if I have another issue where I can't even stand without peeing blood down my leg? What do I do then? Huh? Am I supposed to just come in with blood on my legs? Am I supposed to come in mentally decapitated? Like, what do y'all want me to do? Because, like, I cannot understand how a corporate who, it's like, oh, we're loving it. Our employees love it. They always fix it. Like, no. Like, we deal with rude customers. We deal with all this drama from first and second shifts. Like, I am so over it. Like, do not treat me like a dog. I don't care if I'm the worst person you have ever met. If I am working under your shift, you owe me respect. Just like I owe you respect. But why is it fair for you to treat me like dirt if you have to have the utmost respect? It's not. It is not okay. If you're going to ask me to stay over, that's one thing. But if you come back there, when I have doctor's appointment, it's like, look, I can't do it. You're going to stay over. Like, no, bitch, I have appointments. I'm not staying. I am not staying. I am an epileptic person. I have therapy appointments. I have epileptic appointments. I have doctor's appointments. I have appointments for my mental health because I have ex-suicide attempts. Like, it is not okay, nor is it fair for me, a third shifter, to stay over and do first shift's job. Make them write notes. Make every single person that comes into that store, make them write a note that says, oh no, I will not be late. I will not be late, or I will know I'll be terminated, just like you made us do. It is pathetic. On top of all that, they told us we couldn't take our medication. Hold on, no, you told me I can't take my medication. I'm more likely to have anxiety attacks. I'm more likely to have an epileptic episode. I'm more likely to pee more blood on your floor. So no, I didn't follow the rule. I took all my medications when and where I was supposed to take them because I do not appreciate being told I cannot take my medications for my illnesses. Is it fair? No. Yes, I understand that it makes me a little dizzy and I have to sit down while taking these medicines and I have to eat something. Yes, I know that's an inconvenience for you. Do you not think it's an inconvenience for me to have to eat like something small at least like 8 times a day because I have to take epilepsy medicine or seizure medicine, or they're the same thing, I'm sorry, I'm just getting heated, like depression medicine, anxiety medication, and I'm sure when I go to the doctor Tuesday, they're going to add more medication to my system, or they're going to change it, because Tuesday I get put up on my my ADHD medicine again, that I finally have my seizures under control. I literally have like 4 seizures a week, when before on first shift I had a total of like 44, 47, like a lot a week. Like it was so bad that like I would go to work, have a seizure, they'd send me home, I'd go home and probably have like 20 or 30 in a row. Small, like 30-second ones, like seizing on the ground. But it's sad. It inconvenienced me too. I understand that me being a medical person, I know that I have to take these medicines. I know that it is inconvenient for you. I understand that, you know, me having to sit down for 20 minutes and take my lunch break early because I have to take medicine is not fair to you. I understand. But you do not get to make me not take my medicine. That's nor is it right, nor is it fair that I have to suffer in my entire life because you decided to be a bitch. You should care that your employees are emotionally stressed out. You should care that your employees take their medicine. You should not be such a bitch about it. Like, how rude. I would not recommend this job for anybody. But I wouldn't. Some of your fellow employees will probably be the best people you meet in your life, but is it worth the emotional trauma that you will face in this job? No. Will it? I mean, I wouldn't recommend anybody with an illness in this industry. I wouldn't. It's sad. It's horrendous that I say that, but it's horrendous that I have to go to work and I have to face these people who make my life so horrible in and out of work every single day. I don't know what else I can say besides that this job is terrible. No one wants to work it. They wonder why everybody keeps quitting. It's because they don't solve the issues. They want to blame everybody else but management for letting these assholes work. It is not my job to deal with people attacking me while at work. And then for having an employee go, oh, baby, I don't think you would do that. No, 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 no. Like they're a fucking 4-year-old. Like, no, honey. No. That's not how it works. She's a grown-ass woman. Tell her to suck the fuck up and own up. I own up that I'm a bitch. I own up to the fact that I do not care most of the times. But when you come at me things that I'm sensitive about and the things that affect me mentally, physically, And medically, there's some issues. There's a lot. So that's your update. Or that's my story time. Hope it didn't ruin your day. Have a great day. Talk to y'all soon.